Today I am joined by Jay Curtis, who a couple of months ago said, I want to come down and do a legacy interview. Can I pay for it in Bitcoin? And originally I was like, yeah, that'd be fantastic. And he was like, well, can you teach me how to do it? And I said, it'll be hard to do it over the phone. Why don't we do it when you get here? So before Jay drove all the way down from Ontario to do his legacy interview, I ordered him a Trezor wallet. And what we're going to do today is we are going to take the Bitcoin that he bought on an exchange. He chose Kraken, but then the challenge becomes, if you don't actually have the Bitcoin on your own wallet, you don't own that Bitcoin. The exchange owns it. So it's really important once you've gone out to buy a Bitcoin that you take it to your wallet. And the reason that we wanted to do this, because we thought if a hayseed like Jay can get a Bitcoin off an exchange, then you can too. So we're gonna set this Trezor wallet up, and then we're going to go into his Kraken exchange where he bought that Bitcoin, and we're gonna enter the address of his Trezor wallet. So we're gonna move the Bitcoin from the exchange into his wallet, and then Jay securely has it. So to begin, you order one of these wallets, and one of the most important things is do not order it from a third party. So you might be able to find some deal where you can find this Trezor wallet on Amazon. But what you don't wanna have happen is have the manufacturer send this to somebody else who could potentially open it, upload, malware, and then seal it back up and you wouldn't know. So you want to order it directly from the company that's selling it, and it should come with some kind of tamper-resistant stickers on there, and you want to be really confident, hey, like this looks like nobody's ever opened it. So I'm going to hand it over to you, and I'm going to ask you to open it up, and we're going to plug it into your computer here.
Yep, it looks good. It's certainly sealed. Here we go. We have the Trezor. There's a couple of stickers, it looks like.
It comes with instructions. It comes with two little booklets that you're going to put your recovery seed words on, which we'll talk about in just a second. The Trezor wallet, the little plastic piece that's going to have a public address and a private key. And then it has this little cable. And the cable here is kind of funny. It's one of those micro USB that plugs into the Trezor device. And then it has a USB, just one of those old school ones. And fortunately, Jay has an old school computer, so that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. So next up, what you're gonna do, Jay, is open up the Trezor suite. As you can see, when you first get there, it says connect and unlock your Trezor. So what you have to do now is plug your Trezor into your USB.
There we go.
Okay, now that you've plugged it in, you've opened up the app, it says set up my Trezor. So let's click on that install firmware. So what this is doing is saying, hey, the latest updates to the actual device, we want to update it. And so it just takes a few moments to do that. Now, I specifically chose the first Trezor because it's very simple. As Trezors have evolved, they've had more and more complications. Some of them make it so you can store different types of cryptocurrencies. For our purposes, I think the Trezor 1 is the solid choice. So now it's gone all the way through it. It's restarting the Trezor. So now it says continue. And now you need to create a new wallet or recover one that you're using to back up. So this is your first one, so you're creating a new one. So you go here, and now on the device, it says, do you really want to create a wallet? And you're gonna click confirm.
There you go. There's two buttons on this, a left one and a right one. So confirm was above the right one.
And then it says that the wallet is successfully created. So we'll continue to the backup. Now it wants you to create a backup. So your wallet consists of a list of words generated by your Trezor. Write it down accurately and store it securely. It's the only way to recover your funds. So this is the most important stage. You are going to be given a set of words, either 12 words or 24 words. These words make it so you can access your Bitcoin. It's essentially, instead of having a long string of digits, it's using the words that correlate with a string of digits. So it makes it so you can presumably memorize 12 or 24 words, and you could carry your wallet with you anywhere you go. Your wallet backup lets you recover your funds in case of Trezor loss or damage. So even if you lose that Trezor doesn't actually have your Bitcoin. It's just storing your 12 or 24 words. Never take a picture or make a digital copy of your backup. So it's tempting to say, oh, I'll just type these down in my computer or email them to myself. If somebody gets those words, it doesn't matter where they are in the world, they can take your Bitcoin. And you never want to take a picture of them because a computer can very easily search through every single photo that you have. And if there's those digits on there, it can test it.
Yep.
And then store your backup securely and never share it with anyone. So it wants you to put a check mark on all 3 of those. Now, create wallet backup. Trezor will display your wallet backup. Write it down accurately and store it securely. It's the only way to recover your funds. Okay, so now what it's going to do is it's going to give you the list of 24 words it wants you to write down. So I can help you with this, or you can do it yourself if you want to store it securely.
Yep, I'll do it here.
So what's happening now is the wallet is going to show Jay 24 distinct words. And in there, we said before that there was a little list here. He's going to write down each of the words in order. And then when he's done, it's actually going to say, let's do it again. Because if you get any of these words wrong, you spell them wrong, you have them in the wrong order, your Bitcoin can't be accessed. So when you hear about people losing their seed phrase, that's what they're talking about. So we're going to take a little time. Jay's going to go one at a time and write these down, and write them down as legibly as you can.
Yep.
As Jay is writing down those words, just a couple of thoughts. When I first put together a Bitcoin wallet, I remember being really tense about writing down these words. And I think that's actually an okay thing. You're going through an experience where you have to be responsible for storing your Bitcoin. And the way that you access it are these 24 words that it's showing you. And so taking real time to sit down, write them out, and then the wallet will always give you an opportunity to go back and check it again, because those seed words are going to give you the access, and there's nobody else that can come along and help you on a helpline. There's nobody that you can call up and say, hey, can you reset my password? Hey, I lost that seed phrase. What can we do to recover it? You are completely responsible for it. Now, the reason that you're completely responsible for it is that you also have a whole lot of sovereignty. It enables you to move value around, to be able to store it where there's not a third party in between there. But because there is no third party, it means you have to be entirely prepared to secure this yourself. So it's a good idea when you're doing this to be under no time pressure. I know the second time I set up a wallet, I set it up with me and my wife right next to me so she could have the experience of setting up that wallet and knowing what it's like to record these 24 words, because doing it is what will teach you how the whole system works. I know a lot of people have a theoretical knowledge of Bitcoin, but it isn't until you actually sit down and move a Bitcoin off of an exchange that you really get to feel what Bitcoin's all about. Do you want to rewrite them on the second one?
Yes.
That's what people typically do. When you're recording these, your temptation is to do from left to right, but oftentimes the columns are listed word 1, and then right below it is word 2, and that goes all the way down to 12, and then 13 is on the second column. And it's just really important that you have this consistently, imagining that while you're setting it up, you can be like, oh, I remember the way that I put these in order, but 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, you may not remember any kind of idiosyncratic thing of like, oh, I need to remember it, how I did it this way. So just do it the way that it's supposed to be done. Now, once you've written this down on 2 pieces of paper, that's great. But now a new challenge emerges, because if you have 2 places where your seed words are, then if somebody uncovers either one of those 2, they can get to your Bitcoin. So you have to think about, where do I want to store these and how do I want to store these? A lot of people, what they do is they move from a paper system to some kind of a metallic system. So they take these words and then they write them either on a series of little tiles, or sometimes they can get a little punch card. This stuff isn't something you need to worry about right now, but there is a way to move it from paper, which can kind of corrode, the ink can go bad. I remember actually one of my original wallets that I owned, I was just barely able to read the address on it because the ink over time kind of wore out and started to fade away. So paper and pen is good when you first get it, but you're gonna wanna move that to something more secure.
So I'm finished, I've done it twice.
And so now we are gonna close these up and set them over here. The wallet backup is complete, and you're gonna continue to create a PIN. Now this will be the PIN for the Trezor. This is just like your ATM number or some other code that you use. But what it allows you to do is to get access directly to your Trezor. The 24 seed phrase that you have is your actual wallet. The Trezor will allow you to get access to your wallet without needing all 24 words. So there's a benefit because you only have to remember this PIN code, but there's another vulnerability. If somebody has your Trezor and your PIN, then they can get into your wallet without having those 24 words. So while you're setting up this pin, it's to make it for ease of use. So you want to pick a pin that somebody couldn't fake. You know, they couldn't be like, oh, I bet Jay would put in his birthday or his wife's birthday. Those are not good numbers to use as a pin. Nope. So why don't we go ahead and set the pin.
Set pin.
So now the Trezor is saying, are you sure you want to set this pin?
Yep, there's a cancel or confirm. So I'm gonna hit confirm.
Mm-hmm. Instead of the 9 digits that you would normally see on, say, like a telephone pad, it mixes up those numbers. Now this is just a way for the Trezor to be more secure, so somebody can't just watch, hey, which order did you click that in? So now you can enter any number that you want. Let's say I want the number 8 to be in my pin code. Click on the 8 that's up in the corner, and then that will correlate with 8. So that's gonna make that number.
I understand.
And you can do up to 50 digits, whatever you wanna do.
And as little as 4.
Mm-hmm. Now the pin is something that I think becomes deceptively easy to use with your Trezor wallet. You start to think, oh, I have to have my Trezor wallet and my pin to get my Bitcoin. But really, this is just your easy access to your wallet. At anywhere in the world, if somebody has access to this 24 seed phrase, they can trade your Bitcoin. They can move it from your wallet to another wallet. And so that 24 seed backup phrase is how you can access your Bitcoin even if you don't have your Trezor device. But if you have your Trezor device and you don't have that pin code, you can't use it at all. Why don't we go ahead and click the button enter pin, and now it wants you to repeat it.
Yep, pin set.
So now the Trezor device is asking, do you really want to confirm this pin?
And confirm.
And now to get into his wallet, he has to re-enter his pin.
We're in.
All right. So what Trezor is asking now is, which of the coins do you want to be able to use on this wallet? And if you've been a long time listener to the podcast, you know I'm a Bitcoin maxi. I think if you're mixing in any of these other cryptocurrencies, it's not been presented to me that they're valuable at all. And I think that anytime you add on the ability to use your wallet with other coins, you're just adding problems in there. So Jay, I would recommend we just click on the Bitcoin and that's it.
Okay.
And then go to the bottom and click complete setup.
Okay.
Okay, so your setup is complete and now you can access the Trezor wallet if you want to click on that last green button. Now that Jay's Bitcoin wallet is set up, now we're going to show the wallet address, the public address, so that way we can go to his Kraken account and enter that wallet number into his Kraken account so it sends the Bitcoin to his wallet that's on the Trezor device. Go to the button that says receive. That's going to show you what your Bitcoin address is. When Jay clicks on the button to receive Bitcoin, it shows him an address. We have this kind of sense that we want to send it to our Bitcoin address and consolidating all of your Bitcoin to one place. But the reality is you can send them to additional addresses so that way you keep some level of anonymity and you only have small amounts of Bitcoin on each address. This becomes valuable for more complicated reasons in the future, but you should just rest assured there isn't one Bitcoin address. There's many that you can develop over time, and through your Trezor wallet, you can keep them all together.
Okay.
So you want to show that full address. Now what's shown on Jay's screen is a QR code and the written out address, complete with capital letters, lowercase letters, and numbers. The QR code is the exact same number letter sequence that is listed on the right-hand side. But now, because he's using his cell phone where he's got his exchange app, he can go on there and we're going to use that QR code to say, hey, Kraken, send the Bitcoin from the exchange to this address. Any exchange, you're going to do approximately this process. But he's going to go in and he's going to say, I want to withdraw.
Yep.
Now, once he clicks on withdrawal, he's clicking on his Bitcoin.
Yep.
And then he has the choice of either using the Lightning Network or the Bitcoin Network. The Lightning Network is a great system, but it's not really relevant for what we're doing right now. So you're going to click on, I'm going to do it through the Bitcoin system.
Yep.
Now it wants to know what is the new address that you're going to send it to. So you can click on that new address.
Mm-hmm.
And now you'll see there's a little button there on the side and it's the QR code.
Yep.
So now you can take that, hold it up to the screen, and it entered it in there.
It copied it perfectly.
Now click continue.
Okay.
And then you want to add an account nickname, something you might know, but you don't want to be like Jay's Bitcoin Emporium or anything like that. Okay. And so now it's going to ask you, do you confirm? Is that exactly where you want to go? Now, I typically look at every single digit on there because if you send that to an address that isn't one you control, then that Bitcoin goes to either the Ether, nobody has it, or it goes to somebody else's Bitcoin address.
Yeah, and you won't see it again.
And you won't see it again.
Okay, it appears to be exactly the same, so I'm gonna hit confirm.
Great. They say we're gonna confirm via email, so that's like a backup.
So continue with withdrawal.
And now you may have to go confirm on your email. Kraken is asking you to verify that that's an address you want to use.
Yeah, so confirm address, right?
Yep. So now it says that's approved. You can go back to the app.
Okay.
And now we've got to choose how much are you sending. So that's saying you can withdraw up to X amount. So I would just put that number in.
There you go.
Swipe for the withdrawal.
Yeah, withdrawal initiated. So it's moving it, right?
That's right. Kraken is saying we're going to take that amount of Bitcoin that we know is allocated to Jay. We're going to go into our cold storage. We're going to get access to that Bitcoin and we're going to submit it to the blockchain. It may take them a little while to move it from cold storage to a wallet. And then it may take even longer because they want to pay the lowest fees possible. So if there are a lot of trades going on in Bitcoin, they may wait until there's a lower number of trades that they can use to submit it to the blockchain. Now you can click done. Now we wait.
Okay.
Over on the left-hand side, you can see on your Trezor wallet that you have 0.0001 Bitcoin.
Yep.
And that means that they have submitted that to the system. So you now have taken that off of the exchange.
Yep.
They have put that into the blockchain. And now after you get 20 to 30 minutes have passed, 3 more blocks have happened, that will be confirmed. And then you'll know, yeah, the Bitcoin has moved from the exchange to my wallet. So you have successfully done it. We'll come back and check it after lunch to make sure you've got enough confirmations.
Excellent. So now my Bitcoin will be, once it's approved, will be within my mini device here and nothing to do with the rest of the world. It's contained in here.
It's on your cold storage.
Yep.
Okay, to be more technically correct, it is on the public address that you sent it, and that Trezor will give you access to it, but it is not on the Trezor. If we were to take that Trezor, throw it on the ground, stomp on it, right, so it's broken, you could still get access to it using the 24-word seed phrase that we used.
My house burns down, the Trezor goes with it. I buy another Trezor, use my stored seed words and begin again and not lose anything, right?
Precisely.
Yeah.
So as you think about this process, Jay, could you have done this on your own?
Yeah, I really could. And Vance said that I could easily do it. But to me, it's just an age thing. It's a lot like what used to be in my time of setting up, say, a VCR or a new appliance. It's just like it was things you were intimidated by, and it involves money, but it truly was very easy. It's very interesting.
I want to mention that the way that Jay did this was really simple, but it is August of 2024, and different software systems will change, exchanges will change, things will evolve over time. So this is just really an approximation, but really it's just getting in there, figuring out how does your wallet work, how does your exchange work, and it'll all come together. Really what I hope people take away from this is it's really simple, right? It was very, very user-friendly.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, it's very good.
If you are interested in using Bitcoin and you're like, yeah, but what can I buy with it? Well, I'll tell you what you can buy. You can buy a legacy interview, and I will always give a discount for anybody that wants to record their family telling their life stories and use Bitcoin as a way to do it. So you can use this as a way to get whatever discount. Call me up and we'll figure out what's right for you. It will be worth your time to do it. And once you know how to use this system, you will find that it will open your eyes to an entire different philosophy about the way value can be stored and the future of money. So thank you, Jay, so much for coming on and doing this. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.